Hey guys, welcome back to the CLO3D basic series where you will be learning how to use CLO3D from basic to advanced level. Today is all about rendering. Okay, now you have been practicing with animations and you have come up this far, and congratulations to you that you have made it this far and you have created your garments in Clo 3D. So let's get started with how to take that to a next level. Okay, so now in Clo 3D we have a render window, which basically means you can upscale your project. To demonstrate with the render uh, project, I am using my favorite project which I have made for my Instagram account, and this is the Selena Gomez dress where using she was wearing this dress for her music awards and stuff. So I was inspired by that. I have created my own version of it in a digital way. So let's get started with that. So basically, what you will do, you will see render option here. Okay. Now, by hitting on that, the first option will be on render, quality render. Quality render means this one. It will fairly give you a rough look what your render will look like. And I was telling that some fabric that we use in the avatars will show only on render window, as you are familiar with the fabrics class that I have told you not to touch with fur fabrics and all that stuff, right? You can see them in this window. So now go to render, select the render option, and this will come out. Okay. Now I'll place her in the middle by owning the grid. Don't worry, your grid will not come while it is rendering, and I'll stop the render once and I'll restart the render. I'll off the simulation as well. You need to off your simulation before you start your rendering. So let's restart the rendering. So, what is this render window? I'll tell you each and every tool of render window so that you can get a better grip on what you're rendering and stuff. So, in this project, you can see my quality render is on. Okay. Now, there is this necklace that I have made using some buttons. We'll get to that in a more advanced way. So these are the fabric. See, this is the fabric. Where is the fabric? We have applied a button. Okay, now the button is in gem fabric. Okay, where you can see this, you can select in the fabric type on here. Like you can select from here. First, you can select any fabric, and you can see mine is on velvet, right? These are only render window fabrics. Now, glitter, and you can see that, you know, holographic fabric and light fabric. You can add some lights also as well. Let's give that one. I'll show you what I mean by light. Okay, let's change the fabric type and we will see intensity of that is, let's see if that is applied. So you can choose n number of fabrics, and I used gem for the fabrics. So this is the look. So that is the look. Okay. It's giving like gem, like a crystal vibes for that. I have seen this post on my Instagram if you follow me. So this is how you can change your fabric type on the buttons and trims, whatever you like. So coming back to your render window, you have a bunch of options. Okay. Now from here you can restart your render, interactive render. Okay. And this is for your video slash image, and this is for your renders, stopping your render. So for example, I am good with that the outcome of image has come nicely to the end, right? I am okay with what I have, and I'll hit this stop, and this is your copy current image where you will copy this image and paste somewhere else. And this is your save current image. Means if you hit this, this dialog box will show, and you can save it on whatever name you want. Like, for example, I'll give render image. Sorry about that. So like that, you can hit save, and I'll save it on my desktop, and that is saved. So to see that, it will come like this. You can check the quality. While zooming in, it will become more HD. So after that is completed, and this is your show in saved folder. Means till where did you save your picture and you don't have any idea, you will hit this and this will pop up wherever you show. Okay, wherever your renders go. So this is image slash video property settings. So if you are rendering an image, you want to go to your property editor and note down the settings that I am telling you, because it can come in handy anytime. So take a pen and a book, or a writing tablet or something like that. You can note down what I am saying, and keep in mind that the render window, the difference between your 3D window and the render window is massive. If you're owning the quality render and you're seeing in your render window, just check the quality and then tell me. Now, in image slash videos, you can add your textures to your background. You can add colors to your background. For example, I don't like much light in my garments. So let's select gray and apply and close. Now stop rendering and restart rendering. So that we have updated our background, it will start from first. Okay, now this is where your percentage of the rendering image will be shown. Okay, and then how to change your image size, or how to render your window, render your video, not window, sorry, render video. And this is like, under, if you go under this one, you will see three options. One is turntable with images. Means if you are giving a turntable images, let's say you want to do your turntable images, and the count should not be on 4. It should be either on 180 or Below than that, you can select 64, you can select 32. My go-to for smooth transition between picture to picture will be 180, and the rotation of that turntable will be clockwise. Means from right side to you will come to left side of your turntable if you record one. After that, if you record clockwise also, it is not a big problem. And under your image slash video, you have direction and you have your save video. You should on this one, and you should set your image size. From where you can set that is, here is the image size. From here, you can change from 1920 to 1080p, and you can do whatever you want. If you want to give your custom dimensions for the picture, and you can go, there are n number of modes, but you can, if you want to go to custom, you can go, and you can give your resolution here, where width and height. Okay, now you can, if you want to maintain this ratio as I maintain all this throughout my post, so I will hit on maintain ratio. If you want to maintain this particular count of pixels, and you should hit that. If you are not comfortable, and if you are doing for the Instagram, you have to pick around 1080 by 1080. If you're doing for YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, this should be this should be your go-to one, okay? So that it does not give that uh, cracked vibes between pixels while you're rendering, and these are known as the box things are known as pixels. So you can choose. Now, I told that we are rendering some turntable with images, right? Now, see, a dotted line on the 3D window has appeared. Now, I'll keep my count on 6, for example. Let's keep on 4, okay? Now, 360 though not possible, but we will try. Now, I'll hit this play button, stop, and play button. Updating the scene will happen. This is to show how that this turntable thing works. That is the side view. And keep your particle distance at least on 10 to get faster results. Okay, the more high quality particle distance, the more time it takes. So that's it. Open in folder, and we will see that it has come. Now this is the thing. It will come something like this. If you give a 4 count, okay? And you can delete these pictures after you got your video. So don't mind. You have your video already, so you can delete them. Or if you want to keep them, you can keep them. It's up to your wish. So after that, you know how to this turntable thing. We will see how to do your animation as well. There is this animation option. Okay. Now we'll stop rendering and restart the rendering. Now it depends on the count that you gave for your motion. Okay. Now we have some motions related to our upper. I am using FV1, FV2, sorry. And we have some motions given by Clo. Right. We have this, and this is about 436 pictures. Means what I mean by pictures is our motion file has a number of count. Like for example, mine this motion with no hands pose has 436 pictures, which will take a lot of time to render. Okay. Now while rendering your animation, while you're rendering on this thing, you need this to be on. You go to this fourth icon, render properties. It should be on GPU. If you have GPU, this will show up, and if you don't, you should stay on CPU itself. And these are your light properties. Where you can go is if we don't have our light. My background is my dress is black, so we are forcefully keeping this gray background. And in the presets, these are your lights if you want to create a custom lighting to your uh, avatar's dress, let's say, for example. But if you want to use your presets and you want to stand out for your render, so how do you do that is now these are your camera properties, and you can set it to default, or you can set to panorama, means the render camera only will work. See that. If we on that, stop and restart, means see, as this was not expected and I was not dealing with this till now. I on default camera only and stop rendering, and that was weird. Usually it does not happen. So I let mine only be on default. Don't go for that. And see, this is how you can change your uh, angles and camera types in the camera properties. And you hope you understood the image properties one, and light properties are very interesting. So at present, my render doesn't have any render light, something like that. Okay, now we have, say that if we don't on that, our avatar will go. If you don't on this one, activate. Now it is on custom. We have some light presets. We will apply one and we will see. You see that? Oh my goodness. Intense light intensity should be around. It is giving a normal vibes. I want a very dusky look on my garment so that it feels like it is having a light, but it is not having a light. We need one. Mm, yeah, what I was messing around with this light angle, so I came across that it is very good. So we have some presets. The most I like is the tile street. Wait, the tile street, because it has that balance and it gives a chunk of crispness for my garment as well, which my all renders does not have, to be honest. So I like this one, and we will try out somewhat, see that you can give that. Okay, now you can give a swimming pool one. So basically, this is a normal three set of light. So parking room, The angle should be on 180 so that we can see what is going on. Or else you can put it on minus 175. There is not a change that by spinning your model you can see some change in the collarbone area, but this is not the thing. High contrast. We are trying the presets that could work with our model as best as it could, as best as it can show the dress. So let's say we have that, we have that pose, and yep. Studio high contrast is also somewhat, very flashy, very light, and I don't want that much. So it could be around a very dusky one, or this is very low. So what if we change the intensity somewhat around 1? This is looking quite normal. Let's give it around zero point 0.5. That is balanced. You can change the angle, you can change the intensity of the light. You have to basically you have to play with light settings, okay, to get that effect. Oh wait, that's looking very cool. I don't like especially this one. It gives that yellow thing on my Ta's face, and if you turn any side also, that light will get. You can change the color of the light as well. I will give it somewhat a grayish effect. Let's see. Yeah, somewhat we can keep it yellow to to get that highlighted look on the jawline and collarbone line, to give it that crispness of that she's having a jawline and stuff. So, and while your render settings, I have told you to, I use GPU all the time. So, settings where you can max render should be on your 20. Quality medium you can change to very high. Material quality also very high. And stop and restart your rendering. Yes. Now your quality of the image, if you zoom in also, that quality won't go if you're rendering, if your computer supports very high or high, keep it on them and then finish this render. So in image slash properties, we are going to see how to add a texture, right? I have only one texture lying around in my computer, so I will use that only because to demonstrate. As if now, flow comes with this thing, but your background needs to be white. We will apply these also and see. Let's change my color for a second. I'll go for somewhat lighter gray. Apply and close, and we can have some textures going. Okay, now I want this one as my background. It is there, but it is not there because we are using gray. Let's change it to white. You see this? You see this part? That's what I have applied. So if you want a circular effect or if you want that ombre effect, gradation effect, you can use that. Or if you want to use somewhat texture in your, background, as you know, I'll use that only. So you can use that. Same as you import your textures to your garment, no? Same way. Everything has its own textures. That is looking very awkward. So I will be using the plain thing. So this was all about the render properties, render window, and hope you understood now how to add your lights to get more lighting. Okay. Now I double click on that, and this is your lighting, custom lighting, to give that custom effect, custom touch to your garment. Everything has its own gizmo to rotate. Okay. So now they also appear in your render sometimes, not all the time. They also appear in the render. Now we can change the intensity by clicking on that. My intensity is 1, so let's reduce it to 0.5, means half of the intensity, so that not no harsh shadows are forming on the garment. So I'll select this one and I'll put it on 0.9 or something, so that this harsh shadow on the collarbone from the top angle is somewhat softened by the light, right? So this was all about the render window. Hope you guys understood. This is how you render, and you have bunch of lights, and this is your lock camera. If you press that, if you change the view also, it will not move. But after you're unclicking this, if you rotate that, or if you rotate your garment, it will easily rotate. If you want to lock that particular thing and you want to save the image, this will come in handy. So hope you understood all the functions related to your CLO3D render window, and I am excited to see your renders as well. Do tag me on your Instagram, and I would love to see what you came up with. So until then, signing off. Thank you joining for the class.